guys. Here we are, Stoomboy, the Combat Companion. So, as always, all shows by Hard Life Fightwear. So, Hard Life Fightwear, often a range of products, whether it be gi, no gi, MMA gear. Hard Life have got you covered. So, just hit up hardlife.co.uk, use the discount code STOOM15, and you will get a little bit of a discount through there. So, we're going to be talking, as we've been talking about for a while now, submission series. So, we're just only a couple of days away. Going to have young subs first of all. So young subs won. I mean, this is historic. Do you know what I mean? This is a historic event. Normally we see kids on adult shows. Do you know what I mean? They're usually early on in the prelims, very early on in the card. So now we're going to see a whole show dedicated to some of the best young grapplers across the UK. Do you know what I mean? So, and there's going to be some fireworks. I mean, these kids, I've spoke to some of these kids, man, and these kids are more hyped up than some of the adults. Do you know what I mean? These kids are buzzing for it. So we can't wait to see them. Hopefully we get them all on the mat together as well, Dion, and we'll get a big picture of all the kids together. Do you know what I mean? So
no, that'd be class. That's a good idea. I mean, I've had a few of the adults say the kids card is better than the adults.
Yeah.
It is the who of who's, honestly. I mean, the card is stacked. I mean, we're proud of it. I mean, I've always been obviously good at sort of finding people the right roles that are good at, and we've had Aaron from Alans, obviously his kid Josh, and he's been working on it day and night. The kid, absolutely day and night. Can't thank him enough. And also obviously Tommy from ABT sent a lot of kids as well. We've got Noah Wright, Marlo Jones. Obviously we've got Amelia, Josh and Elliot, Santiago. I'd be here all night, honestly. And we were saying with the card, honestly, we could have mixed it and matched it a million times over. It's stacked from top to bottom. It really is.
Yeah, so it's going to be an awesome card. And then obviously later on in the day, we're going to have submission series. So obviously submission series always puts on amazing shows. Do you know what I mean? So it's always a great show, regardless who's on. I mean, as I said, it's always a who's who of the top grapplers again across not just the UK but further afield as well. And main event, my boy Pacino.
No pressure.
So, but I mean, I said this in an interview the other day. I was talking away, and I think I was talking to Nick Scott. So
Big
we were chatting away. Yeah. So we're talking to Nick, and I said, see, when anybody thinks of the Northeast, when you talk about grappling and combat sports in general in the Northeast, I know we've got some big people at Ellis and all that kind of stuff, but the first name that comes to everybody's mouth is Cal Pacino. So, and I mean, what you do for the Northeast, obviously not just in regards to Exile, but obviously sub-series. And I mean, you're traveling around all over the place. You're one of the guys that you don't, and we've said this before, I mean, you don't care who it is, what weight it is, what belt they are. Do you know what I mean? Just if it's exciting, I mean, you're in there, Cal.
I try my best, mate. As I say, I mean, sometimes it bites us in the arse a bit. As I say, I always try and make my matches as fun as I can. As I've always said, I just didn't really like. Of course, I want to win. To say that I don't care, but it's a bit of a false statement. Of course, I care. I want to win. But I'd much rather go into a good fight and have fun and take chances and potentially lose than try and have a stinkfest and stall at the decision. I feel that's why people enjoy watching my matches, because, you know, like, as I say, like, I have had some tough losses. I've had some good wins as well, but it's one of them. I just feel like I feel like that's one of the reasons why I progressed through me belts as quick as I did. You know what I mean? I think it was only 3 years ago when I had my first combat blue belt. You know what I mean? And I'm a black belt now. I know I did a lot of no-gi for a long time, but if you look at the progression in my career from the people I was fighting, I would say that was one of the main things that made us progress really quick in my own skills. And I just feel like that because I've had them kind of matches, people kind of knows maybe because of that and think that I will be in a fun match. I mean, prime example, I kind of wanted to, but kind of didn't want to compete. I love cornering the guys when they fight on sub-series, but I like working there. I like being there with the team and grafting and making sure everything that I did me share with the boys, you know what I mean, as you should.
Yeah.
So fighting on it was another thing, because I know I'm always nervous when my students are out and I always shout like an idiot and I lose my voice. So I fought Jack on Gorilla just before Christmas. I felt like it was a fun match. I felt there was loads of transitions. There were some good transitions. I thought I was probably, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but I thought with the guard passing and the submission attempts that I was up about 5.5 minutes in. And this is no disrespect to Jack. I've always said this. He's someone who I watched for a long time, even when I was shit. And I've always thought he's a beast. You know, I love the way he handles himself. I think he's a great ambassador of our sport. You know, he's a straightforward guy, really good kid, in such a complex game to try and compete against, especially if you've never trained with him or fought him. You know, and as I say, like, I knew he had certain things that were really unorthodox but really good. He's got a tricky guard. He's dangerous all around, and obviously what says most about my character is, well, obviously I just got finished by him there. I took my foot off the gas. Not that I didn't respect his wrestling, but I didn't expect him to try and wrestle with it. So when we're clinching up, I was super relaxed, super chill, and he tried to Uchimata us, and I just didn't react. I posted, and next thing I know, I was in the locked up doors, get my neck cracked off, you know what I mean? And I paid the price for it, but it was the kick up the arse I needed because, as I say, I was feeling a bit injured. It was Christmas, and I just wanted to have a match. It's as stupid as it sounds, like, especially when you're fighting somebody as good as him. I just wanted a reason to be able to take time off over Christmas, because normally I struggle with that and I fall off the wagon a bit if I get time off. So Jack Tarley for me was motivation to just still try and get in the gym and still graft and do something, you know. And I went in, and I maybe, not that I underestimated him, but I went in feeling that I would have been able to do a lot more of my stuff. And when I went in there, I felt like I was second guessing myself a lot, and I ended up getting a bit lethargic. My lungs weren't on fire, you know. I hadn't done no daft, I hadn't had any big bongs or any blunts before I've got out. I did have a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't get crazy like I normally do. And I just felt a bit gassed, you know what I mean? The excuses, the better man won on the day. He's a fucking dangerous kid. And as I was saying before, what says more about me is I'm fighting the guy who's just finished this. I'm going to start calling him Jack Tyler. Have you seen the size of him now? Looks like he ate the last Jack Tyler. He's absolutely jacked, you know what I mean? But he's a seriously talented kid, and that's what says a lot about me, you know, that I'm willing to try and right that wrong and fight him again, main event on my own event with the boys in front of all my friends and family, you know. And I know how dangerous he is. As obviously I've just fought him, I know how good he is. But I just feel like, even just looking at the physicality, if you see what I looked like last time to when I went into what I am now, you know, I'm not seeing the result might be any different. He might catch us again, but I also know that I'm not going to be going in there as prepared as I was last time. I'm going to be going in way better prepared. So let's see what happens. As I say, I feel like if I could keep that pace that I did for the first 5 minutes, I feel like I can win. Let's find out.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Dion, tell us about coming in, obviously, because you came into the submission series, and obviously you and Carl making an absolutely fantastic pair, man. Do you know what I mean? So it's like what they call them. What was that? Remember them two old guys that used to be
Brothers.
on the TV? Not the Chuckle Brothers. Remember the two old guys that used to live together? I can't remember what they were called. I need to think what they were called. It was like the two old guys.
Come on, don't give him any ideas. Come on, he already rings me every day.
No, but it's a fantastic team. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, what you guys have put together, and I'd say both of you have a similar vision as well. I mean, both of you want greatness to happen. Do you know what I mean? And that's 100%. What you do. You put into the show. Do you know what I mean? So
submission series to be the next Super Bowl in the BJJ scene. That's what we want. We want to be not just about the fighting aspect. Obviously, all submission shows have always going to have a good array of talent on. For me, what I think is I feel like when we keep investing like we are, and we're getting bigger and bigger. Making it better for the athletes to feel like they're actually on a stage where it's like prestigious to be on. We're trying to look after them. You know, if you see the guys who we're looking at doing, are we allowed to speak about Scotland, Dion, or not?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
So basically, we've just got Dion and Fitzy there's just went for a meeting. We've just got an exclusive deal with an amazing venue. I'll not say where the venue is or nothing yet, but it's in Scotland. And the match we're looking at, as you well know, you know, is something that's going to be one that's going to be really special for the first one in Scotland. And as I say, we've got 4 shows a year there, and we've got an exclusive contract with it. It's going to be really, really special. And I think it's going to do a lot, not just for the jiu-jitsu scene, but for especially the Scottish jiu-jitsu scene. I think we've got a really good thing coming to Scotland. And I'm really, the whole team is super, super proud of it, man.
Yeah. I think, Carl, we've always looked at 2 things, haven't we? Obviously, with the events, the production, obviously the pyro, and that. We don't want people to go to like a sports or a leisure centre and you hear a pin drop. There's just no atmosphere. We want it. Like we've noticed a lot of the guys that come through, you know, you bring your partner, your friends and stuff, and we notice a lot of people that come that aren't even into martial arts, and they go because they have a good time. And I think that's a good thing as well. With being a night show, we seem to get more people through the door as well. And well, I mean, we've always said, obviously, without the fans and the fighters, there's no show. But for us to give back, obviously, the production has to be spot on. Everything that comes in goes back into the show. Everything gets reinvested, and the matchmaking as well. You know, we don't want to see any mismatches. We try and, I mean, especially with it's harder with the kids because obviously you need to look at age as well. It's not just the weight and belt, but it's, you know, we want to test each guy. Would they go out there and it's a close fight? I mean, sometimes, you know, it is what it is. People go out there and, you know, they're on top of the game and, you know, before you know it's over. But I think going into this year for us guys, it was, how can we get this show everywhere? Obviously, if you look at majority of the cards, it's probably 70%, maybe 80% at times, especially the last few Scottish fighters. So they're coming down, they're showing their support. We can only return the favour and obviously go up there. And I think for quite a long time as well, and I think we want to obviously make a promise to Scottish people that we will take it there. And like Cal said, me and my brother, obviously in the show as well, Lee, we've been all over the country. Last week was in Glasgow. We got Southampton sorted as well. Not going to give away too much.
Big things coming, baby.
Yeah, we're looking Birmingham, Cardiff, and was in Manchester earlier today. So we want to thread the needle.
Full send. That's what's going down, baby. Come on.
Yeah. Because obviously we know we've got Liverpool. Liverpool next month's going to be awesome. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool's an absolutely brilliant again, and another part of the UK which is like a mecca for grappling. I mean, there's all sorts of amazing grapplers, MMA fighters and stuff like that coming out of Liverpool.
Good gyms there, some good gyms.
Yeah. So
I mean, behind the scenes, probably the cards 80% full already, Cal, isn't it? To be honest.
Oh, I smashing it absolutely. Yeah.
We've got Regan on for the obviously the Jubilee, the junior belt as well, which is good. I think it's always good having local kids on the local shows. Glasgow, it's funny, we've had a few of the guys obviously mention what's the venue called and stuff, and we're not giving it away. We're not going to give it away.
I've had loads of messages. I've had loads. So
it's going to be special.
Where is that? I'm like, I don't know, guys. So stop messaging me. Do you know what I mean?
So here's one for you. Here's one for you, Stoomboy. This is what we'll make a bold prediction now. The Glasgow show will probably be our number one show for a very few years, I think, because I feel like we're going to have 4 shows a year there. That's going to be primarily our base. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're talking about doing. That will be unstable.
We've not got a date yet, but we're looking April at latest May. But we are trying to get obviously tie down April. Like Cal said, we've signed an exclusive deal as well. So we cannot put a show on anywhere in Scotland apart from in Glasgow. And they won't take any other competitions as well. So we've got a nice little good deal there.
Yeah.
I mean, when we go into these venues, we want to build relationships. That's the first thing. We're not going to obviously go into do one event and then obviously that's it. We want to build on that location. So once we've got it, we want to tie it down. But when we say, obviously, you've not seen this before, like the venue, you know, we call it the Fight Tunnel. It is sensational, Carl, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it is.
We want to make it the biggest. 100%, we want to make it the biggest.
Yeah, just somebody coming in. Miles Painter. Miles does the fighter profiles, Cal, for MMA UK News. So, just saying, Cal, respected vet. Do you know what I mean?
Legend, man. Sure. Thanks for that. I'm fucking bong-eyed as a book with it. Yeah, I've got no glasses on. I'm trying to read it there. My eyes are shut. Miles, you're the man.
Miles, and then obviously Del Boy. Just coming in saying Bert Nerley. Come on. I don't think it was Bert Nerley. I was thinking of.
What were the wet bandits called? I thought they were Bert Nerley.
No. Bert Nerley's the Sesame Street. Remember Sesame Street? Nice. The two guys.
Bill and Ben.
It's normally Dumb and Dumber, but we're just we're covering up tonight, aren't we, Cal?
That's it.
So let's talk then. First thing, young subs. I mean, we talked, and as I said, I got a chance to speak to some of the kids over the weekend, and obviously back and forward chatting with the parents as well, because obviously the parents run their Instagram pages, so the parents have been telling me all about their kids, and as they do, I mean, the parents are so proud. Do you know what I mean? But it's not a show. I think I said this last night. It's not a show just for the kids. It's for the parents as well, man, because these parents travel all over the world taking the kids to different competitions. So
trying to give people an experience, you know what I mean? It's not just about the fighting, as I say. Like, if you can go there and feel like, especially in the young subs, you go there and your kids getting well looked after and treated with respect and actually given a stage to try and benefit their career, you know what I mean? It's like, who wouldn't want that? You know what I mean? As I say, like, and that's one of the things we're dealing with at the minute, because we're having an issue. As I say, we were going to have one certain kind of rule set, but then obviously most of the kids comps at certain ages don't have guillotines and some don't have footlocks and stuff. So we were going to have them in, and then we decided just to keep it safe across the board until 14-year-olds or blue belts. We were going to have them out, but then we've had so many coaches complain they want them in. So what we'll do is we're going to leave them out on the rules at the minute. On the day when the kids come in, what we'll do is we'll have the sheet of the full fight card, and we'll speak to individual each coaches, and on everyone, whoever wants to have them subs in, or so be it. If you don't, or if one side doesn't want to, we'll have to take it out. And then it's just keeping it fair across the board. And as I say, it's something we can grow on and test the waters with, you know what I mean? Because as I say, the last thing we want to see is one of the young kids who's got a great career, especially at a young age now, and get hurt and be out for a long time, or have anybody upset. So we're trying to do it as safely but as effectively as we can. You know, as I say, safety is paramount, and we just want everyone to get there, get safe, have good matches, put on a show, can have a good time.
No, that's it. Well said, and that is priority in it. Obviously the health and safety boxes. It's got to be number one. Obviously, you know, we want the kids to have fun and stuff, but you know, we don't want anyone going in there, you know, jumping subs and that, and it puts a kid out for obviously their career. You know, they're that young, and I think that's another reason why. Obviously, the first one we're being probably a little bit overcautious as well, which is rightly so, because you know, at the end of the day, it's that kid. Obviously, it's their development. And that's why we put it on. You know, we've got kids saying, you know, they want to fight for the belt, obviously the junior belt. But then in a few years' time, they're going to be in the adult show. They'll be fighting for that belt as well. So it sets everything up brilliantly. So it's definitely something we want to build on for sure.
We're thinking, obviously, with our website, what we're thinking about doing is just like, you know, kind of like a Premier League and like a mini league. So for the young subs, having like if you fought in our show a couple of times, you go into like a ranking system, and then towards the end of the year, if you think of it like seasons, that's one of the ideas we're looking at, and maybe having like a ranking system where maybe like the guy who's got the most wins fights the guy who's got the most wins at the end of the year for a belt, you know, or something like that, and try and give these younger lads and ladies opportunity to see, well, actually there is progressional opportunities here if I win a couple of these matches and can be here, and then you're getting more promotion, you're getting obviously just as looked after as we can be, you know what I mean? We are trying to do our best. And as I say, if you look at even from the first card to where we are now, if you look at how many internationals we've had on the cards, and from some of the places in the world we have, I mean, if you remember when we had Mawson on, this is just before Mawson blew up and took over the world, you know what I mean? We are trying our best to scout as many of these best people as we can, and give people opportunities, you know, a chance to really blow their name up a bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a couple of the kids at the weekend as well saying that they want to be young subs champion and sub series champion. Do you know what I mean? So they want to be the double champ. Do you know what I mean? And these are kids that are like 11-year-old already talking about beating guys on the actual main show, the sub series show. So they're thinking ahead of times. 11-year-old, and it's crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. What's about, man?
No, it's good to hear, and obviously we've always been fair with that as well. I mean, you put wins on the board, we're not going to hold belts back. You know, if you got I mean, we just said obviously when you go on the show, everyone starts at 0, and that's the good thing. It doesn't matter what you've done before and stuff. Everyone starts obviously on the ground. But if you put in wins on the board and your record's perfect, then why not? We're not going to hold anyone back.
Yeah.
Straight up.
But the kids as well. I mean, what you've done, Dion, I mean, you're putting the same effort into the kids show as you're putting into the main show. Do you know what I mean? So the kids are going to be getting
probably
that
more.
walkout.
It's probably
more.
Yeah. So, but
doing
a great job.
Kids are going to have the walkouts. They're going to have their music. They're going to have, do you know what I mean, the commentary and stuff like that, the pay-per-view. They're going to have everything. And I'd say Cal saying, obviously, putting maybe a little bit more into the kids' show. Do you know what I mean? Because it's the first show. I mean, it's history. We talked about this for a while. This is history. Do you know what I mean? And it's not going to be a one-off. I mean, we got it for Liverpool and so on and so on. So we want to try and do this on every single show.
Yeah, we will definitely. And as I say, it's just one of them things. The more we do, the more we'll grow, the more that goes into it, and the more of an opportunity we're giving some of these younger guys. And especially, like, as I say, like, this is one of the main reasons originally why I was wanting to do like the submission show all together in the early days, you know what I mean? Because especially from being from the northeast region, nobody up here would ever get an opportunity. You know, you guys from London, and this is no disrespect to them or Manchester, it was even like this back in boxing days, you know what I mean? You would always get overlooked by the bigger regions. You could be beating whoever you wanted, it didn't matter. But now, as I say, that was one of the main inspirations when I was first talking about it back in the day when we were doing it, was put it on and to give people from our region. And now it's not that. Now we're giving people from every region a chance to shine. You know what I mean? And that's, for me, that's worth the weight in gold. You know what I mean? That's what I do it for, and that's why I try my hardest to compete as much as I can and try and inspire as many people as I can, especially even me on students. You know, I think if you're staying out there and staying active, you can get places where it can look. I mean, look at even some of the people who's been on our show now and who's had multiple wins on our shows. Like some of the views on some of their stuff's gone crazy. You know what I mean? Like we are trying to make a difference to our sport and try and actually put some new eyes on our sport and try and put some horses in seat and spread BJJ basically.
Yeah, somebody's
we
just talking about.
Sorry, Stone. We appreciate you obviously doing the interviews as well. Insights like me and Cal were saying before, we should start doing podcasts like leading up to events. It's always good to get insights on the fighters.
I mean,
I watched a few of the kids ones and it was interesting. It's good to hear it. You know, they signed up for it.
Yeah.
Just saying Del Boy's comment there, big Del Boy, my man. Four Nation show, that's a great idea, mate. As I say, we have got a couple of tournaments that I'll not say too much about that we are thinking about doing in the very near future. So keep an eye out because we might be on the bars, on the lines with them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there is some good stuff coming up, and we are, as I say, we have done a couple of 8-man tournaments in the past. There will be a couple of these coming back as well. We've got a few big plans in store for this year with some of our big shows. Maybe even potentially Glasgow if we look at it and decide on weights and such. We'll have a good think.
So keep an eye out for that, guys. I mean, you talked about the interviews, Dion. I mean, a lot of times, I mean, Cal, you'll know this, obviously, coming from like boxing, MMA and stuff like that. So boxing, MMA fighters tend to get a lot more interviews because of the type of sport. There's bigger viewing. There's a lot more people watching it, a lot more eyes on it. Whereas grapplers don't. And that's why like I started doing like the interviews like, I think it was just before COVID. It was about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And I done it for the pure purpose of grapplers have got a lot to say. I mean, see when you put a camera in front of a grappler and a microphone, I mean, you can't shut them up. Do you know what I mean? They just keep going because they don't get the chance to do it. Do you know what I mean? And what was interesting about the kids was because the Instagram pages are run by the parents were setting up the interview before actually speaking to the kids. So the kids were coming in, and there was a couple of interviews where when I went on, and it was like a fucking hostage video, man. Do you know what I mean? It was like the camera was there, and the kid was like, what did I say? You know, right, okay. So I had to explain to them all, by the way. And it was funny, but it was great. Do you know what I mean? It made for great viewing because, and the kids, as soon as they started talking again, you just couldn't stop them. Do you know what I mean? And they were very, very comfortable talking away. Once they got past the, oh my God, there's a camera in front of me. They were absolutely fine. Do you know what I mean? So the kids were great, man. The kids were absolutely brilliant. I think we did it in, I think it was less than 24 hours, and we managed to get 9 kids. And one of the first ones that messes me was Margot Jones. Do you know what I mean? Who's like, do you know what I mean? This big superstar in the world of kids jiu-jitsu. And he was the first person that Stoom I want an interview. So less than 24 hours, we had 9 kids on. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I said, you know what, we'll set a whole day from 10 o'clock in the morning and let's get as many kids on as possible. So Liverpool won. We're probably going to need to set a whole weekend because now the kids know they're going to be like, do you know what I want on that again? I want to chat. I want to tell my story. I want to talk. A couple of them as well, man. There was a couple of bits of beef going on. Right? You guys don't know this, right? But there was a couple of kids. Obviously, I'm not going to mention names. Do you know what I mean? But there was a bit of back and forth, and it was like they were messaging me. One was messaging me and said, "Oh, he better not say anything about me because if he does, I'm coming on. I'm going to say this. And I'm going to say that." And I'm like, right, okay. So, but it was all respectful.
Should we text Jack Tiley now and just say you're coming on next?
But it was all respectful. But I love that shit, Cal. I know you love that shit as well, man.
Oh, I fucking live for it, man. It's all right.
Man. Good for the sport. It's funny because after a few of the sub matches, sometimes you get a few call outs and that. And like we've always said, it's not like obviously boxing and stuff. Things get a bit heated, obviously, when you're striking and stuff. It's like, you know, you kick someone, you want to, you want to do it back. But with this, it's like the lads slam each other for 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and then shake hands at the end. It's like nothing happened. It's a good atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah. So the funniest one, guys, if anybody's not seen it, go on to the Hobbit BJJ. Go into his Instagram page, right? Look at his stories because he's got some hilarious stories about his opponent, right? And it's been going on all day. It's been going on all fucking day, man. And he's put story after story. So Barry Monroe, man, do you know what I mean? Barry's doing his debut on Saturday. And yeah, he's been giving his opponent shit all day, man, and it's so funny. Do you know what I mean? It's so funny. So yeah, definitely have a look at the Hobbit BJJ if you've not seen it. Do you know what I mean? And
He
that's
messaged
it.
he messaged the subs page actually earlier. They've got a group chat going apparently, and it's blowing up or something. They were saying.
He did. He sent me a picture. He's like, "Stoom, is this too far?" And I'm like, "Yeah, don't post that."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Don't post it. But again, it's all respectful. Do you know what? This is the fun part of it. You get to do stuff like that. You get to be a character, and then obviously you go on the mat, do your thing, and then, as you said, shake hands after it. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's friends. So yeah, the young subs especially. That's going to be, as I say, that's going to be amazing. Do you know what I mean? I think I picked my pick, and out of all the matchups was Amelia Thompson and Cora Tervit. Do you know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
think
that'd be a
for
good one.
me, that's going to be the match of the night. Carl's just jumped out. Obviously, he's got some internet problems, no doubt. That northeast fucking broadband is terrible. Do you know what I mean? So we'll get him back in just a second. But yeah, Amelia Thompson and Cora Tervit was like one of my picks of the night. One of the other picks of the night, I believe the kids. I don't know what's happening with the kids. So, but yeah, Cora Tervit and Amelia Thompson, and these two have matched before in MMA.
Yeah, I believe so. I've heard that. Yeah.
And obviously Amelia came out with the victory at that point. But obviously grappling, Cora's been grappling, same as Amelia. I mean, they've been grappling since they were, I think, 8 or 9 year olds. So like, I think it's what, 6 years, 7 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of these kids, I mean, like Marlo Jones, I think he's been rolling about since he was 2 year old. He's 11, so he's got 9 years experience. And the same with a lot of these kids. When you look at how long they've actually been training, they've been training a lot longer than some adults out there, Dion.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, it's a good match choice. Both girls are top of the game. I mean, we've heard that from obviously the Liverpool side of things, they do want to go for the belt at some point. So their intentions have been put out there. They're feeling confident, which is good to hear. So that'd be a good fight. I think for me, it's got to be Noah and Marlo,
Yeah,
and I think my other pick would be Josh and Elliot.
yeah,
Elliot
yeah.
he's quality, mate. He's quality, but will Josh be underestimated a little bit? I mean, up here he's setting the world on fire up here. So I think
Yeah,
that's going to be a bit of back and forward. I think that's going to be a good one, really good one.
yeah,
So keep your eye on that one.
yeah,
But like you say, you could look at the card from top to bottom, and there's some good ones. I mean, we put Riven out first because he's just full of energy. So it's we tried to keep everyone happy and stuff, and it's stacked. It really is. But it's good to
yeah,
see. It's good. I mean, I think a lot of people will look up to Marlo as well because when we got him matched, loads of kids signed up after that. It was
yeah,
crazy. It was like a
yeah,
flood of just a wave coming.
yeah, yeah. There was a lot of kids mentioning Marlo's name. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
they're absolutely buzzing because I mean Marlo's out there doing seminars and stuff like that. I think he's about 11 year old and he's doing seminar and he's traveling around and he's teaching these kids. So the kids all know who he is. Do you know what I mean? Every
yeah.
single one of them know who he is. And as I said, to be on the card with him and do you know what I mean? And be in the back with him and just kind of seeing him warming up and stuff like that is definitely going to be a huge confidence boost for a lot of these kids. Do you know what I mean? So, and some of them are going to want a piece of him as well. So, obviously, he goes out there and does his thing at the weekend. And some of these kids are going to be thinking, well, I want to fight Marlo next. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, which is
No,
brilliant.
it's a good one. Obviously, Amelia main event as well. She's obviously winning awards here, there, everywhere. I
Yeah.
think Leo would be a good one. Obviously, up against one of your Scottish lasses. That's Coleman. That's going to be a good one as well.
Anaya, yeah.
Yeah, she's good as well, mate. Got Zach as well. Two Phil coming in again. So many names.
Yeah.
Ibrahim, obviously, probably one of the best wrestlers going. Probably don't
Yeah.
get enough credit. It's who's of who, it really is. And to be honest, I mean, for the first one as well, like I said, we're super proud. I mean, to get 43, 44 fights, we've
Yeah.
actually turned a lot of kids away.
Yeah.
The adult show won't be starting soon.
So it's going to be a great start to the day. It's an early start as well, guys. So it's at 8 a.m. weigh-in time, 7:30 for the rules meeting. Okay, there'll be a lot to go over the rules meeting, as Carl said earlier. I mean, they need to make sure that everybody's comfortable with certain submissions and stuff like that if they want to add it in or not add it in. So, and then obviously the card start should start around about 9 o'clock. It should start around about 9 o'clock, give or take a few minutes here or there. So again, the tickets for the young subs, as I said, make sure you do get tickets. Obviously, Dion's been putting the post up. So the tickets, if you order the tickets, you collect them at the door. Just make sure you've got the app downloaded. So and you'll be able to get the tickets. They do have limited tickets on the door usually, okay, but don't expect to turn up and get a ticket because when they're gone, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? So if you've travelled from further afield expecting to turn up and get a ticket and there isn't any, you just need to sit in the car. Do you know what I mean? Or do whatever you do. Do you know what I mean? Go and have a nice day out in Newcastle or something. So pay-per-views also on it. Again, we've been putting a link up for the pay-per-view for the young subs. Support these kids. Do you know what I mean? I mean, these kids are a lot of the times, and I say it, I mean, some of them are 11, 12-year-old. I mean, these kids will go on and become a UFC champion, and you're going to be able to sit there and say, do you know what? I remember seeing that kid when he was 11-year-old or she was 11-year-old on young subs, the very first young subs. So, definitely support these kids. Obviously, moving on to sub-series. So, submission series. Again, another amazing show. We talked, obviously, the main event, Jack and Cal. Cal's going to blow the roof off the place. I mean, Mr. Northeast grappling himself. Do you know what I mean? So that's going to be a crazy match. We obviously chatted about that. But, I mean, there's a lot of other great matches on as well. Again, one of my picks was Robbie Ferguson and
100%, mate. 100%. That's a good fight, That's a good fight.
Because I can say, obviously, we've seen Ivan on before, Robbie as well, and I mean, both really, really good grapplers, young as well. I mean, Robbie was on an absolute tear last year. Do you know what I mean? And Ivan as well, and Ivan moved into MMA. Obviously, had his first MMA fight, which I believe he won. I think he submitted the guy, and so two absolutely brilliant guys.
Yeah, no, it's a high level one. We were buzzing to get the one over the line, to be honest, because that is a good fight. We're up for that one. Interesting to see what Shea Smith does against obviously the Viking coming in as well.
Yeah,
very play to Shea. A lot of the guys obviously didn't want that fight, and he stepped in. Obviously, he's given a lot of weight as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. I think obviously the fight's got to be, number one. It's got to be Cal, isn't it? Everyone's looking forward to that. I mean, Cal's got the whole gym there. There's about 5-6 tables. There's probably over 100 people just for Cal. So looking forward to that. I mean, Jack's a good kid, carries himself well. I've never had any issues with Jack. He's so professional. Got a lot of time for him. He's a good lad, and it's going to be good. It's going to be interesting. Yeah. I know Cal wants that, but I've never seen Cal train as hard.
Yeah, we've got to mention obviously the MC Wayne Groves. Obviously Wayne. Yeah, Wayne, awesome guy. We always love seeing Wayne, and just saying, I think Cal's going to have the fight on his hand going on after the kids show. These kids are going to be setting the pace. They will be a hard act to follow. And Wayne, you are 100% right. And I've said this, and again, I said this last week. Every time I've done a video, I've said, look, the kids show will blow the adult show out the water, man. I think it's going to be, don't get me wrong, both shows are going to be amazing. But I just think that kids show, I mean, you're going to see some magic happen on the kids show. I mean, and it's going to be every matchup. It's not going to be, do you know what I mean? Like, yourself, you'll put on a sub-series and there's always one boring match. Right? There's always one or a couple of boring matches where you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. Whereas I think every single kids fight they're going to come out and they're just going to set a crazy pace. From the very first fight, Riven, all the way right up to the main event. I mean, it's going to be wild. And Wayne, do you know what I mean? Wayne's going to be doing the MC for the kids show as well. So you're going to need to keep these kids under control, Wayne, because that's your mat while you're on it. So you'll definitely need to keep them under control.
Yeah. No, definitely. It's like I said, it's starting. I mean, like we said, we always wanted it to be like the Super Bowl of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when you go in there, and I feel like for us, I mean, the goal would be where these kids go on the stage and they feel like superheroes. That and I think someone just commented there, kids have no fear. It's true. They're ready. I mean, I've speaking to Ben Swainson the other night because we've got his fastest sub award hosted hand out on the night. And he just said, looking at the kids' card, it's better than the adults to some degree. It's it's really good. It's good to see as well. It really is.
Yeah, Yeah. Wayne just saying he's going to be knackered. He's going to be absolutely knackered trying to keep these kids under control. So,
We've not told Wayne he's back for the Sunday shift yet. We've not told him that part.
so, but yeah, it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant to see Wayne back out there doing the MCing as well. So we always love seeing Wayne when he steps out. So, but yeah, I mean, kids show is brilliant. Obviously, the adult shows, I'd say, just as good, just as good. And again, obviously, we put the fight cards up. Obviously, it's on sub series. The information's on there. The fight card for the young subs is on the young subs page. I've reposted it. Obviously, everybody's reposting it. So make sure you know where you are in the fight order. Weigh-in times for the main card is 3 o'clock, Dion. The weigh-ins for the adults.
It's from 2 p.m. onwards. They can get there
Right.
from 2 p.m. onwards. Yeah, we've got the rules meeting at 4:30. So as long as everyone's there for that, run for everything. I mean, they can get there whenever. From two onwards. The kids, obviously, we've got a few more scales this time, so it's a quicker process as well. So from 8 onwards, just keep in mind the first fight's at 9. It was going to be 10. But obviously, just with the numbers, with the demand, we've had to push it forward an hour. So that'll be a quick process. Everyone signs obviously the health waivers, they're happy with everything. Again, the rules meeting, safety boxes, but like we said, we're open to discussion. We mentioned obviously blue belt rules, and we had everything there. Some gyms obviously liked it, some didn't. It's just getting obviously a happy medium, isn't it? But I just said to everyone tonight, obviously, don't be worried, don't be panicking. We'll get all that sorted on the day, and we'll run through everything so everyone's up to speed and all good with it.
Yeah. So guys, again for the main card, for the obviously the sub series card, again ticket availability same as the young guns, the young subs. Make sure you do get your tickets in early. Again, don't expect to turn up on the day, even though there is limited tickets on the door. They are very limited. Do you know what I mean? So make sure you do get your tickets. You've still got a day or so to get them. Okay, so head over to the sub series Facebook page, Instagram page, or even the young subs Instagram and Facebook page. And again, the pay-per-view link for the sub series show, that's going up as well. Okay, so make sure you do check out. Only get the pay-per-view link through someone as you know, because anytime there's pay-per-view on anything, you've got all these fraudsters that put up fake profiles and stuff like that. So you're only going to get the pay-per-view link directly from someone you know, and it'll only be reposted directly from Submission Series or from Young Subs. All right, so definitely don't be fooled by anybody that you don't know, because I mean people get ripped off all the time when it comes to dodgy pay-per-view links and stuff like that. So
it seems to be it seems to always be on Fight Week as well, Stu.
Yeah.
It seems to be Facebook more related. People throw obviously a page up and then the links there, and obviously we try and report it. We get a few of the guys that actually mention it to us first before we notice it sometimes. And but yeah, just obviously go for Instagram's probably going to be the best bet.
Yeah. So I'd say I've been reposting all week anyway. Everybody else has been reposting as well. So but guys, don't miss this. Don't miss these 2 shows. Do you know what I mean? It's 2 absolutely great shows back to back. Again, this has never been done before on this level. It's never been done before. So that's why we keep talking about history because what people do in competitions, they see what other people are doing and try and copy it. And we're going to see this. People are going to go and try and copy this format, but they're not going to be able to do it on the same level. They're nowhere. They're not going to come anywhere close to what obviously Dion, Carl, and the team are doing. I'd say it's history. It's history in the making. And Saturday. Do you know what I mean? Saturday's going to be fucking amazing. Do you know what I mean? I cannot wait for it. I'm looking forward to coming down as always. And obviously doing the commentary. It's going to be a long shift, man, but it's going to be a great shift, man. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be an absolutely brilliant one. So, Dion, final thing then. So, obviously, again, anything you want to say, anybody you want to shout out to, sponsors and stuff like that for the show as well, Dion.
Yeah, no, obviously the sponsors, I mean, they always help us out. Without them, a lot of the things we couldn't put on, they do help. We obviously, pay towards fighters and stuff like that, which is always good. I think, obviously, just good luck to everyone. Good luck to everyone and enjoy it. I think the worst thing you can do is go in there and overthink it. We've said it to a lot of the guys before, just relax, be yourself, go out there and do what you're good at. I think obviously the parents as well, man. Like people don't realize how much it actually costs. Obviously, you know, you got to hit a hotel night before and stuff, and they're traveling. You know, it's they give so much to obviously the kids, and I think obviously you know they deserve a big pat on the back. We appreciate it
Yeah,
obviously as well. But no, go out there and have fun and don't overthink it. You know, they're all winners. It's the first one. Get your feet in the door. Get used to it. It's a big stage. It is, but they're gonna love it.
yeah,
They're gonna absolutely love it. And I mean, Liverpool between obviously us and everyone, we've got kids flying in for that one already.
yeah,
So we've got everyone's looking forward to it. It's going to be a great weekend. It really is. I think as well at the minute because we're obviously getting a lot of venues obviously tied down as well. I think Glasgow for me, Glasgow. I'm so excited for that, man. I'm so
yeah,
excited for that. That's going to be
yeah,
it's going to be good. But first things first, this weekend, obviously back at the Fed. Have fun out there, guys. Have fun.
yeah. Yeah, it's a great venue as well. Do you know what I mean? The Fed's absolutely, but Point's brilliant as well. Point's a brilliant venue, and obviously wherever we go next is going to be just as awesome. So, we're going to try and get the big picture as well, Dion. We're going to try and get all the kids on the mat
Yep.
at some point because that's going to make for an absolutely brilliant picture, and the kids can share it and all that kind of stuff as well. So, so we'll definitely try and get that. We'll figure out on Saturday when we're going to do it, if you're doing it before or after, during or whatever. So we'll obviously figure that out on the day. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's going to be a great show, guys. I say make sure you get the tickets. Come and see these kids, man. Do you know what I mean? Newcastle. I mean, it's fucking easy to get to. Do you know what I mean? Travel, come see them, support these kids, support the show because I'd say without your support, and so on, I mean, you wouldn't be able to put on these shows. So, there's Wayne. Just final thing from Wayne. We'll get the kids in the northeast too. So yeah, I mean, kids from the northeast, kids from all over the place, are going to be on this card. And as I say,
Yeah.
Dion saying next
No,
show,
we've got some local kids. Yeah, we've got
yeah,
a good number of local kids. I think as well, obviously, just get there early enough because we've had to put more seats in.
yeah,
The kids show is full; it's packed to the
yeah,
rafters. So just get
yeah,
there nice and early. Make sure you get a good spot. We've got food, obviously drinks on as well for May. Everything's all set up. If you've obviously ordered tickets, download the Skiddle app. Your tickets already show on the mobile. If you're
yeah,
worried about anything, obviously everything's on guest list. That's why we ask how many tickets have you done. Not obviously to push you or anything like that. It's just so we know, so we can note it down, and then obviously it's a nice and smooth transaction, and everything's all sorted through obviously through entry.
yeah. Parking as well, guys. That's an important one. Parking. There is parking at the venue. Again, it's limited parking. So obviously, if you're talking about, I don't know, everybody coming with a car, I say there is limited parking, but there is plenty of parking there. So not everybody's going to get the car in the car park, but you'll get quite a lot. So there's a lot of decent parking there. So, but listen, Dion, absolute pleasure, brother. Thank you very much for obviously taking the time to speak to me. Cal's probably away smoking a bong and doing whatever it is Cal Pacino does.
We
Do you
don't
know
want
what
to
I mean?
know what he's up to, but yeah.
But listen, we're looking forward to seeing him at the weekend as well. But listen, absolute pleasure, brother. Thank you again. And listen,
Pleasure's
I'll
mine.
see you. I said I'll be coming down tomorrow night, so we'll see where you are tomorrow night. If not, I'll see you
Yeah,
Saturday
yeah.
anyway,
No,
brother.
I'll be over there from probably about 2 o'clock the afternoon. Stage is already everything's in the van, obviously, all the mats, everything's sorted. I'll be there nice and early in the afternoon, and then we'll catch up and we'll go from there. But appreciate you having us. Obviously, I know it's a little bit late as well, Stu. You know, we fight week. We've been up to our neck, obviously, making sure everything's all smooth and that. But no, I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure, brother. You know that.
Yeah. Oh, that's an absolute pleasure. I love sub series, man. I absolutely love it. And young subs, I'm going to love that as well. So I cannot wait. So, well, listen, thank you again. And yeah, we'll see you on Saturday.
See you there, brother.
Take
Appreciate
care,
it,
bro.
everyone. God bless. Bye bye.